interview a person like Kejriwal, it is like interviewing Charles Sobraj. So that is the level. I think the BJP wants to defeat Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi at any cost. You will see an extremely aggressive campaign from the BJP starting next month, and I think it's going to be all guns blazing.
They had a meeting.
Just one limited point. I mean, I know Delhi has a lot of visibility. It's a national capital, but at the end of the day, it's still half a state. It's still 70 seats. Maharashtra is almost 300 seats. It's the second biggest state. I think the next big sort of election that will really define the trajectory to 2029 is, I think, UP. I don't even think Bihar is going to be a fight. Frankly, after today, none of the elections up ahead for the next year and a half until you get to UP in 2027, which is a big state. I don't think any of them are real contests in that sense. The 2026 cycle, which is Tamil Nadu, Bengal, Kerala, again, I don't expect the BJP to do earth-shatteringly well. They might make some inroads in some of those states. It's not traditional BJP strongholds. Delhi is too small. Bihar, I think, Nitish will retain. So basically, what this win in Haryana and Maharashtra has done for the BJP is it's cleared the path. Because had they lost Haryana and had they lost Maharashtra, then that narrative that Mr. Modi and Mr. Modi's stock is on the decline would have really caught on fire.
And the conversation has changed.
Yeah, it's completely changed.
Today it's about the fragility of India alliance.
Had
but I want to just ask, Aman, did you say guns blazing or guns blazing? All guns blazing, you said.
Guns blazing.
Guns blazing. Okay.
I'm saying, today, actually Congress lost 2 good days, like Priyanka Gandhi won today. If that was a standalone news, it would have been a news of the day. She would have been newsmaker, giving interviews. Congress, she's entering politics. She won a big victory. Wiped out.
But she did go to
it's
Mr.
there,
Kharge.
but the Maharashtra news is so big. Jharkhand victory, if it was just a standalone election, it would have been Congress's day. Again, wiped out with this clean sweep.
Chetan, I think Congress is little careful about,
sort
of celebrating Priyanka's victory. For other reasons also, there is always going to be, as Rahul Shiv Shankar was saying earlier in the day, bound to be, comparison between Rahul Gandhi and her, how she's, what was the margin like, how
so she's got a bigger margin now.
She's got a
She's
bigger
won by
margin.
over 4 lakh votes, a
On
bigger
a
margin
smaller-
than
and on a lower turnout.
On a lower
lower voter
turnout.
turnout, she's won by about
bhai
4 lakh.
behan mein.
personal relations, how many people she's meeting, how many people she's greeting in parliament, so all kind of things are going to happen.
And it's
Remember, there
also-
are very few sort of models even in dynasty politics where brother and sister have been there and coexisted
But Ansari
peacefully.
Sahab, can I ask you a question? Since you covered the Congress so deeply, why didn't Priyanka Gandhi Vadra contest from, let's say, Uttar Pradesh? She has looked after a particular part of Uttar Pradesh. She has managed her mother's constituency, and some people also say that by extension her brother's constituency. Both of them were in some sense available.
So, because she is about 15 years, junior to Rahul Gandhi in electoral politics, and she considers him as, like she says, my leader.
No, but so was Rahul Gandhi junior to his mother. But he took over her bastion. Why couldn't she take over, by extension, her brother's bastion?
Yeah.
I think on the internal Congress, this thing, Rahul is Rahul Gandhi is first among equals. He is a leader. Not Priyanka Gandhi,
Rahul
not
Shiv
Sonia
Shankar
Gandhi.
is playing Narendra Modi here. That's exactly what's happening,
No, see,
right?
I'm only saying, I think one of the problems about projecting this Priyanka victory is because inevitably the opposition will say, but then she chose a safe seat. She's been powered by a particular vote.
Raebareli is a
it's a
safe
community.
seat.
And the association with that community.
The prime ministerial challenger will emerge from Uttar Pradesh. So that's perhaps one of the reasons, and that's a family bastion. So whoever is the legatee officially is Rahul Gandhi. It's not Priyanka Vadra. And there will be a certain tempering of expectations because they would always want to project Rahul Gandhi as the leader. And like Rashid Kidwai said, not Priyanka as someone who's a competitor or someone who should be an alternate. Although there are many within the Congress who would want to see Priyanka lead. That's a different story for another day. But look at that turnout. Doesn't it look denser than the 4th of June?
Absolutely. It does look
Manoj Tiwari is speaking. Let's listen in.
हरियाणा के बाद महाराष्ट्र की विजय बहुत बड़ी है। महाराष्ट्र के विजय की समीक्षा हफ्तों करनी चाहिए और मेरा मानना है, मुझे भी 22 जगह पे जाके प्रचार करने का मौका मिला। महाराष्ट्र जैसा राज्य वो एक पार्टी को 231 सीट दे सकता है, एक गठबंधन को। ये इसकी जड़ों में जाने की जरूरत है। महाराष्ट्र जाग गया है और पूरा देश ये समझ लिया है जो नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने कहा है कि एक है तो सेफ है।
He is also a former Delhi BJP president. दिल्ली को नहीं जगा पाया वो भी काफी मेहनत की उन्होंने for the BJP. He couldn't do it. How are they going to crack Delhi? That's another question that the BJP will have to answer. If it's a straight fight with Arvind Kejriwal, they would want to showcase that in the political capital of the country that the BJP can assert itself. It may be a smaller constituency, it's half a state, but there is those bragging rights, Zaka, and that's where it stands out. Because if they beat the AAP in Delhi, then they will have eyes on Punjab. There is a greater story there with respect to the Aam Aadmi Party.
I think Delhi, again, BJP has to find a face in Delhi. You have a chief minister who was put in jail. He's going to make that the central focus of his campaign, that he was wrong, much like Hemant Soren did. The reason why Ek Hai was so potent, and it helped overcome whatever divisions that you saw in the BJP's vote breaking up during the Lok Sabha. In Maharashtra, for example, a section of the Marathas went away, a section of the Dalits went away. That they've been able to sort of override with this Ek Hai slogan. And I don't think this Ek Hai is going to stop in Maharashtra. This, I think, the BJP has found, this is its answer. This is its antidote to the caste cleavages that you see, whether it's in the Hindi heartland, whether it's in Maharashtra, wherever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
This
was the point that you were making.
We've got Pradeep Bhandari, Sushiben Shah, and also Ravi Srivastav joining us. Pradeep Bhandari, what's the mood? We saw you there in the pictures. You've just said namaste to all the leaders walking in, including JP Nadda, Amit Shah, and Rajnath Singh ji. Clearly, the energy is far better than what it was on the 4th of June 2024. Maharashtra is special.
Always was.
Well, Maharashtra and Haryana are special, Anandji, absolutely, I agree, because there was a huge lobby which was an entire faith. But the larger point is that it's the victory of the Bharatiya Samaj which has remained united against the attempt to communalize it, attempt to divide this community on religious line, attempt to spread a narrative of vote jihad. So this is a victory of development, this is a victory of good governance, this is a victory of unity, as the Honorable Prime Minister has said. And I'll tell you how big the victory is. The Congress Party's performance is the number of seats that the Congress Party has got is lesser than the total number of rallies that the Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra have done. So imagine the state of the Congress Party in Maharashtra, and along with that, add to it that for the first time in the history of Maharashtra elections, you have a political party crossing 100 seats for 3 consecutive times and an alliance crossing 200 seats. And at a time when for the first time since 1962, the women voting percentage in Maharashtra is at par with men voting percentage. So for the first time, there is gender parity in the voting percentage in Maharashtra. So yes, it's a huge victory, a victory for Honorable Prime Minister's slogan of Ek Hai to Safe Hai.
Sushiben Shah, you're very confident. When I met you in Mumbai, many thought that you're being overconfident, but this is a sweet victory, especially with the legacy issue now settled. Would you consider that? Would you believe that now the entire question mark about who did Gaddari, who is actually the real legatee of Balasaheb Thackeray and the Dhanush Band, has that all now been settled?
Yes, good evening to all. And first of all, thank you for having me on your show. And my heartfelt and sincere thanks to the people of Maharashtra and my dear brother from BJP also. Congratulations, well done and
Thank
well
you so
fought.
much.
And
Congratulations to you too.
It really feels good since I am a Mumbaikar and we have had a resounding victory here as well. But you see, the what is the new narrative according to me? Of course, besides being safe hai, ek hai to safe hai, ek hai to nek hai, where OBC, Dalits, Maratha, Vanchit, everyone joined together under that platform. But according to me, the tectonic shift in this political messaging is the women voters. You see, they have voted resoundingly for Mahayuti, whether whatever caste, whatever creed, whether OBC, Maratha, Magaswargi, whatever. So this is the way. And it was understood by Mahayuti. This Mahavinash Agadi kept on calling them Revdis, they kept on calling them Bhik. But we understood that it is a Sanman. It is an investment in womanhood. Here we have a woman who works day and night for the family, for the society. So this is the way to empower her So we won.
Ms. Shah, how about giving women more representation in tickets also? That is one consistent thing. You know, that is one consistent theme that is lacking.
You are absolutely right. It is coming, and it is about time we women also fight for a right, because भैया महिलाओं को जब तक लड़ते नहीं है कुछ मिलता नहीं है. And I am a firm believer. Now we are ready. We have showed the mahayuti, and we have a lot of hope in our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, because he was the man who spearheaded the drive of empowering women. Whether Lakpiti Didi, whether Ujjwala scheme, now this Mukhyamantri Lekh Ladki Yojana, spearheaded by the CM, but supported by the double engine Sarkar in Delhi. So therefore, I do feel that the next decade is going to be for the women, and Maharashtra has set the
Very
stage.
soon, 33% reservations will officially kick in into
Absolutely.
electoral politics. Once the delimitation exercise is completed, thereafter all elections will see. So all parties will also have to now see effective cadre, good cadre, not proxies, etc. Ravi
Anand, do we
Srivastava
have anyone representing the Congress point of view here?
Ravi Srivastava ji,
Because you know, there is this statement by Rahul Gandhi ji. He says, अप्रत्याशित नतीजे का विश्लेषण कर रहे हैं. What is this
unexpected result, unprecedented
Well, if you're
result
Rahul
for the
Gandhi, you're
Congress
not
party.
expecting 16 seats out of 102, I guess.
Okay, so when they say विस्तार से विश्लेषण कर रहे हैं, that means in detail they are going to go into it. So what is going to be the outcome? Is this going to be such विस्तार that, you know, it can go on for 4 or 5 years?
Ravi Srivastava, would you want to take that?
I think, good evening. First of all, I think Rahul's statement is somewhat sarcastic. Yes, this is what Congress says every time, that whenever they lose a particular state, or they say that we will go into the detailed investigation, we'll see that whether Huda failed us or Selja failed us, etc., etc. But ultimately nothing comes out. It's a fact. But the true thing is that I foresee one thing, that I think all next forthcoming elections, Ladki Behan will be the clincher. You can see in every state it is going to happen now. The amount also will keep on rising now, because the Mahayuti party has already announced that they are going to make it 2100 rupees post-election if they win. So I think this will continue to attract women in all other states, and this will be a first item in the manifesto everywhere.
Do you support it or not? You went to the
Madam,
court.
I did not interrupt you. Please, you have patience.
Congratulate तो बोल दो.
No.
Congratulations
No,
तो
no.
बोल दो भैया.
No,
कभी-कभी तो be a gallant
congratulations.
loser.
Congratulations does not
loser at times.
Congratulations does not come by asking. Okay? Congratulations.
expected.
अरे रवि जी, आज तो
ये
बनता
talent
है
loser
कंग्रेचुलेशन.
भैया.
132 सीट पे
Come
बैठी है
on.
बीजेपी
कितना
और
लड़ोगे हम?
57 पे शिंदे सेना.
there-
कंग्रेचुलेशन तो बनती है रवि जी. बधाई तो बनती है.
One victory is good
वो
enough.
भी आप
But
इतना
then
घिसक के दे रहे हो
you
यार.
should also see the same एक है safe है did not work in the Jharkhand. So you have to analyze it in the both ways. Yeah, it has worked here, but it did not work there. घुसपैठियों को हम बाहर
There
निकाल
also,
देंगे,
but what did not
450
work,
रुपए में
what
cylinder
did not
देंगे.
work, or those who did not work in Maharashtra did not work in Jharkhand also. I mean the Congress party, because the Jharkhand Mukti Morcha believes the Congress did not do enough. RJD also believes the Congress did not do enough. In fact, the JMM, the RJD, the CPM, they seem to have done better in Jharkhand compared to the Congress's performance. And Zaka on the wall, perhaps we can bear me out on this. Even as we wait for the PM to come. Quick conversation on Jharkhand before we...
So net, I think the Congress did not lose. It had 16 last time, it got 16 this time. The JMM had 4 more. It had 30 last time, it's got 34. But this is a coalition. I mean, the JMM cannot form a government on its own. It needs to have a coalition. So Congress will be part of it, RJD will be part of it, CPIML will be part of it. So together, they have 56.
Halfway number is 41.
41,
If without the Congress, they are at 40. So that's the story. That's the story within the Jharkhand alliances or the Mahagathbandhan in Jharkhand, that the likes of RJD and CPML actually picked up seats.
But I think the Jharkhand story was very simple. The tribal pride was hurt. Hemant Soren made that the single point agenda of his campaign. And I think he went to the people with that.
How many of the 18 seats did the BJP win?
Ultimately, if you look at the tribal seats, for example, the BJP is struggling in the tribal seats. It's only won one, and which is Champai Soren's seat, by the way. He was, again, he's ex-JMM. It's not even like a hardcore BJP person who won that. So the BJP did not win any of the tribal seats other than Champai Soren's seat. So they have a problem there in terms of finding a tribal face who is acceptable, who can unify the state unit of the party and also compete against Hemant Soren.
Should we just ask Pradeep?
Bhandari is there.
Pradeep Bhandari, one question, of course, on Ek Hai, Safe Hai not clicking. In Jharkhand, you were on the show last night and we had that conversation where you thought that Jharkhand, perhaps it'll be a tight contest, but you might pull it through. That didn't happen. And secondly, will now Ek Hai, Safe Hai become the leitmotif of the campaign going forward? Or what about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas?
Haven't heard that one.
Well, Rahul ji, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas and Ek Hai to Safe Hai has the same common denomination, which is of unity. So the grammar, the political grammar of the two would be different, but the political messaging of both of them is similar. The Nara is different because the context of Ek Hai, Safe Hai is different from what the context of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas was, but the principle of it is unity. On the Jharkhand point, I do admit with what Zaka is saying, that we've not been able to perform well in the tribal seats, and this is a consistent between last election and this election, because we did fight 11 less seats than last time. However, our vote share was intact at 33%. So as I reiterate that our vote share has not dipped in Jharkhand, it is our inability this time to not get the tribal seats, which I agree we have to work towards, and we're a party which works on the ground, and you will see us improving on that aspect for sure.
Well, Devendra Fadnavis has won from Nagpur Southwest, 39,710 votes. He's defeated Prafulla Gudade Patil. That's as per the ECI, the confirmation that's come.
No, but Pradeep Bhandari, you didn't answer the question. The question was very specific, and that was, why did you not win over the tribals? Is it because, as Zaka said, it's obvious that the tribals felt really hurt, their pride was dented when you locked up their chief minister, and it probably came across to them as a party that doesn't respect tribals? Is that really what happened? Pradeep Bhandari, what's the reason?
Well, we will analyze it seat by seat, Rahulji, but an immediate analysis of it is what I can definitely tell you is maybe our messaging to the tribals in terms of what we are intending to deliver did not catch eyes, because this is a consistent thing which has happened in this election and the last election. The 28 seats which are tribal dominated, we've not been able to do significantly well. However, we do significantly well in that area, even the Lok Sabha. So we will go back to the drawing board. We will analyze the 28 seats seat by seat. And after, when we find a commonality in why it is not happening, we will come to a conclusion.
Just
However,
one point,
Yes.
Since we're talking about tribal seats, Pradeep, you'll be interested in knowing this. In Maharashtra, the tribal seats, the reserve seats, 25 ST reserve seats, NDA won 22 and India Alliance only 3. And if you look at the breakup of the ST reserve seats, BJP has won 10, NCP Ajit Pawar has won 6 and Shinde Sena has won 6. So 22 out of the 28 reserved constituents, 22 out of 25 ST reserve in Maharashtra they have won. The NDA has won.
Zaka, I think even in Maharashtra, we're leading in farm-dominated areas, we're leading in women-dominated seats, we're leading in OBC-dominated seats, and we're also leading in Dalit and tribal-dominated seats. In Jharkhand in particular, I think this is a case in point because it has happened in 2 successive elections, and maybe we have to wonder and think about a representative tribal face. But again, it's a strategy of the party. We cannot make a conclusion immediately after election.
Despite your Pradesh chief being a former chief minister and a tribal face, it's not worked because the Raghubar Das aspect and also the way Hemant Soren was treated seems to have had an emotive connect with the Adivasi Samudaya on ground. So the Adivasi Asmita as an aspect seems to have hurt the BJP's cause, despite similar vote shares or a higher vote share in the state. We've got Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress party with us. Congratulations on Jharkhand, where the Mahagathbandhan has done very, very well. But what's happened in Maharashtra? Commiserations there. And the Congress 16 out of 102 in a state where you're supposed to be very strong.
Yeah, definitely. We welcome the mandate from the Jharkhand, and our alliance is going to form the government. We are happy with it, but definitely the Maharashtra is a big setback for Congress as well as the alliance, because the predicted results and what we were expecting were not in line with what we have thought of. Now it's a major setback in Maharashtra. As per Lok Sabha, if we have compared, then definitely the results are not in favor of us. What is the cause of it? That we'll look into it, and in future we'll be working on it. Apart from that, we would like to congratulate even Bharatiya Janata Party for having this big success, and definitely their mahayuti is going to form the government for next 5 years.
You know, what I'm really curious about, and Rohit, Aman, if you guys want to weigh in, this whole thing about, you know, the votes did not transfer. In the Lok Sabha election, BJP workers were reluctant to campaign for Ajit Pawar. That somehow has magically happened now. Again, in the Lok Sabha election, Muslims were voting for Sena UBT candidates. Sena UBT candidates were winning on the back of Muslim votes. That doesn't seem to have happened this time. This vote transfer business, it didn't happen last time, it happened now in a space of 4 months. How and why, Rohit?
I think, Jaka, it has a lot to do with also the, the cohesion, I think, in the alliance this time was better. The BJP and I think the RSS groundwork on the ground has really helped the Mahayuti. But I think the glue in this whole thing is the women's scheme. I think I think that's the number one reason why they want to see. If you go to a village, I will just like to take 2 minutes. If you go to a village and you speak to women there, which I did, 1,500 rupees in a village for a rural woman is a very, very big deal. She has never had money of her own. I had women telling me...
not just one woman in a family.
Yes, but still,
they
could be two. And, I had women who said, I have bought a sari for myself for the first time in my life. I have never bought a sari for myself. I've never bought, clothes for my children. So I think that is a very, very big deal. Women... and whoever has the first mover advantage, we are seeing that in Jharkhand as well. The 1,000 rupees that Hemant Soren has given after he came out of jail, that has worked for him. And similarly, I think this women's scheme is going to become
and it was
a
not
template.
Just one installment. They got 3 installments.
Rahul, if it becomes a template, we have 140 crore people,
70
crore women. Let's say 50% of the women get 35 crore women getting 2,000 rupees a month. It's 70,000 crore rupees a month. It's around 10 lakh crores a year. Indian government budget is around 40-45 lakh crore. So there's going to be a bill.
It's huge. No,
it's huge.
It
and there's going to be inflation and high interest.
It points to something else, Mr. Bhagat, and it points to very clearly a lack of jobs in rural India. There is a problem. And you can't constantly be sort of, giving direct benefit transfers to cover it up. So someone needs to now get in, roll up their sleeves.
BJP has already announced for women voters. I will not be surprised if BJP also next month announces that in Delhi also
in this case, the number is not 50% of the women. One, the number is not 50% of the women. There is a very clear income filter. One. Secondly, these are women who are doing a lot of work, but they have no income of their own directly. It's an aspect of asmita or again self. Dependence or independence, if you were to say financial independence, and that's where this thing has worked.
Yeah, but
we've got to take a break. We've got to take a break. PM is expected any moment now. We'll be right back.
महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने जो अप्रत्याशित इस प्रकार की जीत हमको दी है, इससे ये बात पूरी तरीके से स्थापित होती है कि महाराष्ट्र ये प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के पीछे है। और मोदी जी ने जो नारा दिया था, एक है तो सेफ है, इस नारे को यथार्थ में लाते हुए महाराष्ट्र के सभी समाज के सभी लोगों ने एकता दिखाते हुए महाराष्ट्र में मतदान किया है और इसके कारण ये इतनी अच्छी जीत हमको मिली है। मैं विशेष रूप से हमारी लाडली बहनों का, लाडले भाइयों का, लाडले किसानों का, सभी का बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। लाडली बहनों ने तो बहुत आशीर्वाद हमको दिया है, जिसके कारण हम लोग निश्चित रूप से एक अच्छा विजय यहां पर संपन्न कर पाए। इसके साथ साथ लोकसभा में जिस फेक नैरेटिव को तैयार किया गया था और यहाँ पर जिन ताकतों ने अराजकता के माध्यम से फेक नैरेटिव को परकोलेट किया था, उनके खिलाफ लड़ने वाली सारी जो राष्ट्रीय ताकतें थी, जो राष्ट्रवादी विचारों की जितनी हमारी ताकतें थी, वो सारी ताकतों ने मैदान में उतरकर उस फेक नैरेटिव को समाप्त कर दिया। इसलिए उन सभी संगठनों का भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं जिन्होंने ये करके दिखाया। साथ साथ महाराष्ट्र में जो पोलराइजेशन का प्रयास किया गया था और किसी जाति विशेष, धर्म विशेष को एक धर्म विशेष को पोलराइज करने का जो प्रयास किया गया था, मुझे लगता है वो प्रयास सफल नहीं हुआ, क्योंकि महाराष्ट्र में एक बहुत बड़ी परंपरा है, संतों की परंपरा है। इस परंपरा का निर्वाह करने वाले अलग अलग पंथों के जो हमारे सारे साधु संत हैं, उनका भी आशीर्वाद हमको मिला, जिन्होंने बिल्कुल गांव-गांव तक जाकर अलख जगाया और एक रहने का संदेश दिया, जिसके कारण मैं ऐसा मानता हूं कि एक बहुत अच्छा विजय हमको मिला है। विशेष रूप से हमारे मुख्यमंत्री एकनाथ शिंदे जी, उप मुख्यमंत्री अजितदादा पवार जी, रामदास अठौले जी और हमारे साथ की जितनी छोटी पार्टियां हैं, हम सब लोग एक साथ रहे, एक साथ मिलकर हमने ये काम किया। इसलिए मैं ऐसा मानता हूँ कि इस एकता का ये विजय है, जो हमारी महायुति थी, अभेद्य इस प्रकार की महायुति थी, महायुति का ये विजय है, ऐसा मैं मानता हूँ। और साथ साथ मैं हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी का तो आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ, उनके कारण ही हमको ये जीत मिली है। लेकिन हमारे देश के गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी, जिन्होंने महाराष्ट्र में आकर कार्यकर्ताओं में एक ऊर्जा का संचार किया, मैं उनका भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे राष्ट्रीय नेतृत्व हमारे नड्डा जी है, हमारे राजनाथ जी हैं, हमारे नितिन गडकरी जी है, इनका भी आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे जो चुनाव के प्रभारी है, हमारे जो महाराष्ट्र से मंत्री है, इन सभी का मैं बहुत दिल से आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ कि पूरी पार्टी ताकत से हमारे साथ खड़ी हुई। और सबसे महत्व की बात है, हमारे नेताओं ने, हमारी पार्टी ने केवल बीजेपी की सीटों पर काम नहीं किया, हमारी पार्टी ने सारे के सारे महाराष्ट्र के जितने 288 सीटें थी, हमारे दोस्तों की सीटों पर भी काम किया। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि इसके कारण एक बहुत अच्छा यहाँ कार्य संपन्न हुआ। हमारे भूपेंद्र यादव जी, अश्विनी वैष्णव जी, हमारे शिवप्रकाश जी, इनका भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे यहाँ पर जो हमारे सारे अलग अलग प्रांतों से भी जिन लोगों ने हमको मदद की, उनका भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। हमारे पीयूष जी का मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ, हमारे शिवराज सिंह चौहान जी का भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूँ। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक प्रकार से सामूहिक रूप से हम लोग जब उतरे, तो ये सामूहिक ताकत एक ऐसी ताकत बनी जिसने दिखा दिया कि महाराष्ट्र ये मोदी जी के ही साथ है।
Back live on Result Day Live here. Battle for the states. It's gone 1-all. Jharkhand Mukti Morcha and Congress retain Jharkhand, and the Mahagathbandhan in Jharkhand retains. So it's a pro-incumbency mandate there, like it's a pro-incumbency mandate in Maharashtra. But it's the Maharashtra numbers that have surprised all. This is historic. Never before has Maharashtra handed over a mandate so comprehensive to anybody, especially in a pro-incumbency vote. The other aspect is also the turnout has been a record turnout in 3 decades. Female voting patterns have married each other or matched each other. That's also an unprecedented occurrence in Maharashtra. Across regions, we've got our guests. We are waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive at the BJP headquarters. There should be a victory speech and a celebration. The atmosphere far more festive than Haryana, and definitely more festive than Lok Sabha 2024 or the 4th of June 2024. Pradeep Bhandari with us, Nikul Patel with us, Sushiben Shah with us. Nikul Patel, where do you think the Congress lost the Maharashtra election? Because it was the Mahavikas Aghadi's election to lose, especially after the momentum they had in the Lok Sabha.
To me?
Yes.
Anand?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. The way the entire thing happened in Lok Sabha election 24 and the vote percentage increased share of Mahavikas Aghadi had given confidence to us that definitely in Maharashtra Vidhan Sabha election we'll be able to more confidently win more seats. But the way the results are there and the mandate of the people, definitely now we have to accept it. Definitely in Marathwada, whether it is Vidarbha or whether it is Konkan area, everywhere the Congress had not been able to perform as what we have expected. And as you rightly say that out of 100 plus what we have contested, we are able to win very marginal seats. And we found it the most less strike rate, as you were discussing last night in the evening. so many things to work on, especially the vote banks, what we are discussing of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, Hindu, Muslim, everyone. Definitely the scheme of that Mahila has worked out for Bharatiya Janata Party well. And whenever we used to come out with some scheme, they say that it's a Revdi culture. But now Bharatiya Janata Party is also following the Revdi culture, and they want to attract the voters by putting some schemes which will be
Recognition
giving
of
lust.
womanhood. Come on.
Pardon? Pardon?
Economic empowerment of women. It's about time you recognize women's participation in running a household, running a home, running a society. Stop calling it Revdi for heaven's sake.
See, we are not telling it's a Revdi culture. We are always helping out, and
It
we
is
are
never
always coming
was.
with the
No one has
policy.
called it a Revdi culture, save and except Mahavinash Agadi. Maybe Bhik. I mean, as arms that you're giving the women. So now it's
No, you
And
don't
as far
create
as
a
Maharashtra
controversy.
is concerned, gentlemen, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, we have the highest
I am
GSDP. It is in the budget.
We are
So we can very
my
well
con-
afford it. We are not like
my
Karnataka, we are not like Telangana who announce करके भाग जाते हैं. We will not only give, we will increase it to 21,100. Why
No,
not?
but there is also, however, a big deficit problem. There's a debt servicing problem. It's not as if the
4.5 lakh crores is
exactly.
Maharashtra's
So it's
public
not
debt.
as if everything is
See, I don't-
hunky dory. But
I'm
one
not-
second. Well, one second.
I'm
The
not-
one good thing
Yeah.
in all of this, and please do respond after. The one good thing that one has to say is that Maharashtra has at least picked stability. The 5 years of instability, and we need that in a state which has the Mumbai, which is the economic powerhouse. So at least from that point of view.
Just one caveat. Maharashtra voted for stability in 2019 also.
You could say that, yes.
Yeah, it did. It
That's
did.
right.
It was a clear,
Yes.
comprehensive mandate in 2019
absolutely.
where the Mahayuti at that time had 162 seats. It was Uddhav Thackeray who decided to split and splinter, and the
this time
betrayal of
said,
the voter happened.
This time, let's not even leave that to chance.
They-
Give
no,
the
but
BJP as
I'm
much.
also curious
90%.
to know, what is Uddhav Thackre's incentive to stay on in the opposition? Rohit, maybe you can weigh in on this. He gets nothing by staying on in the opposition. He might as well go back to the NDA.
I don't think he has any choice. I don't think he's required in the NDA. I don't think they're going to take him even if he wants to go. And, you have to look at the last 10-year history. Since 2014, when BJP got this big majority in Maharashtra, there's been a systematic effort to cut down Uddhav Thackeray to size. Uddhav Thackeray's party became the junior member of the alliance, which was always the senior member previously. And Uddhav, tolerated it for a long time and then did what he was expected to do or supposed to do. The next battle is, of course, Mumbai Municipal Corporation. I don't think Uddhav Thackeray wants to go back to the NDA. The NDA also doesn't want
No,
him.
but where does this leave
And
him?
Amit
With
Shah-
20 seats,
and-
he's 1/3 of the seats that Shinde Sena has.
And,
Where does this leave him?
Yes. And Home Minister Amit Shah has told some of our very senior friends from media and other industries that he doesn't want to, this is off the record I suppose, but he said he doesn't want to connect with Uddhav Thackeray ever again. I mean, that is BJP's view on Uddhav Thackeray.
So you're
I
saying
don't
they
think
want to actually sort of finish him politically, and that probably will also apply to Sharad Pawar, leave nothing to chance. So there's just no way that these people can reconcile.
At some point, it was Arun Jaitley, senior leader of BJP, who realized that if there is Hindutva space in Maharashtra, there's no point in having a partner sharing that space. So it was the think tank under Arun Jaitley which decided that they want to slowly corner Uddhav Thackeray, which they have done in the last 10 years successfully. And Uddhav Thackeray realized it too late. And I think it's too late for him now. I don't know what his future
And
course
what
is
are they
going to
going
be.
to do to Mr. Shinde then, if that's the strategy?
They will have Shinde in their alliance as long as it takes. And I think they will use him in the upcoming municipal polls, and then they will do what they want to do. But the thing
What do
is,
they want to do?
But the thing is, there is no scope for Uddhav Thackeray in NDA at all. I mean, there is no scope. Absolutely.
Nalin?
So on this, two quick points. See, the point you're making on Jaitley, there was a view in the BJP led by Amit Shah and Narendra Modi that in the Pramod Mahajan years, they were a waste for the BJP for 8 or 9 years, because the idea was that BJP accepted a subordinate position to the Shiv Sena for many years, and that became the party of Hindutva in Maharashtra, whereas BJP was the party of Hindutva in North India. And they said, look, this is not going to continue. So this is the culmination of that process.
And this is why Uddhav also betrayed the BJP that manner, because it was an existential crisis right then. If he did not become a chief minister then, he would have anyway been wiped out.
And remember one thing, that despite all of the ideological conversation, Veer Savarkar is one figure which no Maharashtra leader is willing to criticize, including Sharad Pawar, including Uddhav Thackeray, and all of that. So the BJP is basically cashed in on that. To your question, Chetan, on what happens to Mr. Shinde, I think the BJP will be perfectly okay with a subordinate partner, as long as it remains subordinate, and eventually, they'll get gobbled up, and then the mid-term long term.
Because I think Rohit's point is valid. I mean, why are there two Hindutva parties? As Chetan says, there are too many parties already in Maharashtra.
If we have 40 seconds, if I can take 40 seconds, I can give you some information which was given to me, a group of 3-4 journalists by Pramod Mahajan, that there was a grand plan in 2004, and he told us this in 2004, to replace Uddhav Thackeray with Sharad Pawar. And they actually had meetings with Sharad Pawar, and Sharad Pawar showed some inclination initially and then backed off. So BJP has been at it since 2004. They always thought that Uddhav Thackeray was a burden. It's become obvious now. But behind the curtains, they always thought, the think tank always thought that Uddhav Thackera's Shiv Sena was a burden for BJP, and now it has finally happened.
But here's the thing, while we do all of this analysis, which are the parties which actually tried to become pan-Maharashtra parties, which tried to grow their footprint pan-Maharashtra? Did the regional Chhatraps, be it Sharad Pawar's NCP or Balasaheb Thackeray's Shiv Sena, ever become a pan-Maharashtra party? Or was it the BJP that continuously started increasing its footprint? It's the BJP that's the only party in Maharashtra that's crossed the 100 number thrice.
So Anand, what
no,
has
no
happened?
other party has crossed 100.
So
they are also to blame that they didn't grow themselves when the BJP was very small.
Like the Congress, when it does well, some of the other ideologically aligned parties, regional parties, get little
But in Maharashtra, Rahul,
so,
even the Congress never grew.
That's what I'm saying.
Never
So
won
the
100
BJP
seats.
is like the Congress today in Maharashtra, which is the single pole right now. And, you've seen it in the numbers. In fact, there's that lovely graphic that, we've tweeted out where you see how the BJP has mirrored the performance of the Congress over the decades. So today, that party, within its own sort of ecosystem, has become the dominant. And that's really why Uddhav Thackeray had a problem and said, this party is going to swallow me up, because the base is pretty much the same. It's only a matter of time.
But when the Shiv Sena had the power, when the Shiv Sena was present in very powerful municipal councils like the BMC and some of the others, did they actually grow themselves and work hard to grow themselves to become a pan-Maharashtra party? The same question of the NCP. The NCP, is it a pan-Maharashtra party? Who has put in the effort to try and push in, build in cadre, become a pan-Maharashtra party from a nondescript entity in the 1980s? Rashid Kidwai, that is something that you have to also turn around and look and ask. Who's putting the effort? Who's going ahead and saying, I'm not giving up, I'm only going to increase my strike rate year after year, or election cycle after election cycle? Why is that hunger not there in the regional Chhatra?
Just one line, Rashid bhai, just one line. I think they tried, Anand, they tried. I know how they tried in Marathwada. I know how they tried in other regions. They couldn't manage it. They couldn't handle it. They didn't succeed in it. But they tried. Shiv Sena spread to Marathwada, Aurangabad.
Bhujbal famously was with Shiv Sena for a long time.
All other regional Chhatraps, just give me 30 seconds. Any other regional state, regional Chhatraps. JDU,
Anand, I would like to add here.
Coming to you, Nikul Pade. JDU, DMK, BRS, even JDS, they all were pan-state parties. Maharashtra is very unique that you have two parties who claim that they are Maratha and their regular legacy, but neither of them has ever been a pan-Maharashtra party. Yes, Nikul Patel.
See, I would like to acknowledge whatever the other person is telling, but I would like to say the Bharatiya Janata Party has a mindset of grabbing the regional parties and bringing their own MLAs and people to their own party. You can see in 2019 what happened. They have divided the Shiv Sena and UBT, or NCP, and they have put their people into their party, forming the government. So the regional parties has to make sure that if they are forming government with the Bharatiya Janata Party, in future their existence is going to be a big question mark. You can take the history.
Let Pradeep Bhandari respond.
Bharatiya Janata Party Bharatiya Janata Party starts with a small fraction and then they try to grab the people in their own party. Whether it is from Congress, they say Congress Mukta Bharat, but they have now Congress Yukta Bharat. Bhajap.
Congress Yukt Bhajap. Okay. Yes, Pradeep Bhandari.
Now the people of Maharashtra have given the verdict that it was Uddhav Thackeray who disrespected the mandate in 2019, and this 200 plus tells you how bad 2.5 years of Uddhav Thackeray's government was and how good our 2.5 years was. Imagine in 2.5 years of governance, you've been reduced to 50 seats in just 2.5 years of governance. And in 2.5 years of our governance in Maharashtra, we have clocked 200 plus seats, and it's just not a recent phenomenon of our growth. In 1985, we were just a 7.25% vote share party in Maharashtra, and the Congress party was 43.41% vote share party in Maharashtra. Since 1985 to 2024, every election the Congress party has seen a dip in its vote share, and every successive election has seen an increase or constancy in our vote share. So it's an effort of last 40 years that we become a pan-Maharashtra party where we got the catalyst under Prime Minister Narendra Modi since 2014. So you need to self-introspect rather than blaming us and blaming the voters. How you have become a completely depreciating party.
If you feel that Bharatiya Janata Party is growing on their own under the power of Narendra Modi, why you want to break the other party and bring people into your own party?
One second. I think, the fundamental point is, and Rashid can weigh in on this as well, there will always be two poles in Maharashtra politics. There will be the Hindutva-led pole. Of course, the BJP is the prime pole in that. There will be offshoots like Shinde Sena, NCP, Ajit Pawar, etc. But that will be one side of the political spectrum. There will always be an anti-BJP vote or an anti-Hindutva vote, which the Congress and various iterations of the Congress, at the end of the day, Sharad Pawar was in the Congress. He was a Congress chief minister for a number of decades until he splintered away and formed his own parties. So the NCP is merely a derivative of the Congress party. The problem for Uddhav Thackeray is, he is the sore thumb that sticks out. His voter has deserted him. His Shakha Pramukhs have deserted him. You can bet these 20 MLAs that he has, it's just a matter of time before they desert him.
Yeah.
So the point is, he is in the opposite camp, competing for the opposite camp's vote, when his vote is actually, the Hindutva vote. So it's an unsustainable sort of three-wheeler. If the Aghadi is a three-wheeler, the third wheel it's just a matter of time before the third wheel comes off.
Absolutely.
Rashid.
Yeah, Devendra Fadnavis is doing a press conference in Nagpur. He's just arrived in Nagpur. We just see if he's speaking to the media outside the airport. We'll see if you're getting that feed. He's been speaking, and his team has just put that out on X also. We'll try and see what he's saying in Nagpur. He's gone to collect his winner's certificate.
Raj Thackeray has made a comment in the colloquial
Channel in the
he's saying Avishwasniya.
Yeah, but he's pointing towards Uddhav Thackeray. So maybe we can bring that into the conversation with our guests.
He's also saying that this is an unprecedented mandate that has happened. So that's where the message that has come. He's saying Tutar se evadach. So that's what, this is what it is. That's what it is out of the entire Tutari and Mashal. That's what he's saying. Itna hi nikla tumhara isme se. That's what he's mocking them actually. Is he?
Basically, Raj Thackeray fielded many candidates, and it became evident that he was the one who cut Uddhav down. I mean, in about, in the evening, I was just looking at the data and realized that in about 18 constituencies, Uddhav Thackeray's candidates lost only because Raj Thackeray's candidates cut into
But many
their
say
vote.
Aditya Thackeray won only because Raj Thackeray had his candidate in Worli and
I
Milind
was
Deora
looking at
lost
the
because
Worli
of
thing.
that.
Sandeep Deshpande, who is the MNS candidate from their poll, 20,000 votes. Aditya Thackeray's winning margin was about 6,000 or 7,000 votes. So clearly, he helped. If that 20,000 votes, even a fragment of it went to Milind Deora would probably have won. But I think, more than the individual seat questions and so on, I think this is going to be an existential question for Uddhav Thackeray, certainly. Maybe to a lesser extent, Ajit Pawar and Supriya Sule, because from election cycle to election cycle, things change. But for Uddhav Thackeray, it's an existential thing because you're in the wrong camp fighting for the wrong vote. Rashid.
Absolutely, and he has no kind of support base. Zaka, there's been a lot of history of several political parties where this kind of sort of split took place, and the one side of it will completely go away. You look at when MGR died, Janaki Ramchandran was, in fact, she became chief minister, and she and Jayalalitha, and then finally Jayalalitha became face of
So the biggest
ADMK.
tension really right now is for Aditya Thackeray. How is he going to, this is a great opportunity for him also, Rohit ji. This is his opportunity to perhaps reclaim some of that ground that has been ceded in the delusion of pursuing some sort of a secular politics. I don't know.
Where is the
I
space?
think Aditya.
One side
I mean,
is the BJP, other side is Congress and NCP.
No, I think
something has to be done.
I think
Obviously,
Aditya. I think Aditya wants to make a new beginning, and some of us who spoke with Uddhav Thackeray about let's say a month ago, Uddhav Thackeray was heard saying that he is now tired of all this because he has many health problems also. He has serious health problems, Uddhav Thackeray. And, he was just speaking to some reporters, and he said, you can write about this, not an issue. And what he said was his ambition or his target now is to settle Aditya Thackeray in state politics. I don't know how far that has happened now. Obviously, that's not happened now.
So how do you see Aditya Thackeray now taking his legacy forward? Is he going to stay? Which camp is he going to
start? Chapter in Maharashtra.
Aditya, I think, has to start afresh now. I mean, this is a new beginning that he has to make, and he will have to collaborate with Congress party. I mean, there is no option left for him.
But the thing is, Aditya Thackeray does not align with the thought process of Balasaheb Thackeray. He always has a different thought process altogether. He's a fantastic youth leader. He's got great plans. He's quite popular among the youth. But is he going to be able to really, is it a long road for him in electoral politics, given what has happened? And will he be able to galvanize Ubata or the Uddhav Balasaheb Thackeray Shiv Sena right now? That's thing. And what also happens to the entire court fight for the court battle for the symbol now? Where does all that now end up given this mandate?
That will become simple because, the split in political parties has to do with the organizational network. And now that, more and more Sena people will be moving to Eknath Shinde's faction. So I think in terms of numbers, they will have that, 2/3 or whatever is required by Election Commission to become official, Shiv Sena. That's what happened whenever splits took place in the Congress party.
No,
let's not also forget, Anand, that now with this mandate, the pressure will be on the BJP, the NDA, whichever, circumstance it appears, to deliver actually. This is now a mandate for them to say, okay, we've given you a full...
Why do you want...
We've got Mr. Praful Patel joining us. Praful Patel ji, namaste. This is Anand here. With me, Zakir Jacob and Rahul Shivshankar. Congratulations are in order. What a phenomenal performance for the Shiv Sena.
Thank you.
And also for the NCP Ajit Pawar. Fantastic performance.
Thank you. And I would say all credit to the people of Maharashtra for making the right decision and giving us such an overwhelming victory. And be honest, we expected to win, but not with this massive landslide mandate. And therefore, it's added responsibility to deliver a good government and to keep going on with all the good schemes which are already being launched by our
If I may ask, Prafulji, 4th of June 2024, what were you thinking? And 23rd of November 2024, what are you thinking?
Well, 4th of June was definitely very challenging and very much, I would say, the mood was of despondency. But I would say that, when there's adversity, then you think and you try to work, much harder. And everybody put on their thinking cap, all the three parties, because all three of us did badly. We are shown in bad light because we had contested the least number of seats. Because there were so many sitting MPs of Shiv Sena and the BJP, which left us with very few seats. And just because we lost Baramati, it turned out to be as if, NCP is finished.
Yeah.
But I would say very clearly that from that day on, nobody, said, okay, let's see, whatever happens will happen. Everybody said, no, we have to fight back. And that's exactly what has happened. You've seen all three parties doing exceedingly well. And you see, the problem in Lok Sabha was too many things came suddenly, in Maharashtra especially. One was the fake narrative of the constitution. And for the first time, we found that even Adivasis, who traditionally would not be voting against, they get divided. But they went one way. The Dalits went one way. and the Muslims went one way. And there's nothing we could do because, there was no real narrative, but the fact was it was a fake narrative. And it sank into people's mind. The second thing which went wrong at the same time, it was just, I would say, bad luck or bad timing, that onion prices fell, the soybean prices, the cotton prices, and the milk prices. So it led to a little bit of rural, naturally, distress and anger. And by the time, it was unfortunate because the previous 5 years, all things were going right in terms of prices for the farmer. So it's I would say the moment's anger converted into a landslide for the Mahavikas Agadi.
Mr. Patel, one thing that obviously was done and probably thought through to unite this splintered vote, first of all, congratulations, was of course to come up with Ek Hai, Safe Hai, this catch-all, unite-all sort of slogan. Now, there was some unease in your camp about this slogan. First of all, why was there unease? And secondly, in hindsight, do you think this was a communal slogan, or was it actually a secular slogan asking people to come together so that they could press for their rights in a manner?
Let me be honest. The Ek Hai, Safe Hai was never the slogan on which there was any difference of opinion, because it's a good slogan. It's an all-inclusive slogan. It almost resonates with Prime Minister's Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Prayas, Vishwas, whatever. It resonates. So we are not against that at all. Only one time Mr. Ajit Pawar spoke was on that Batenge to Katenge, which Yogi Adityanath came to Maharashtra and said in a speech, which was not something which even otherwise, you may have an agenda, but you don't speak this language. And especially, we also have a background of being in the Shiv Shahu Phule Ambedkar ideology, which is very, I would say, resonates very strongly with the people of Maharashtra. And let me be honest, even the BJP does not speak such resonates with what we are saying. And they are not against, because BJP also in Maharashtra has grown organically and inorganically. When I say inorganically, more than 60% of their leaders who have been elected now, maybe more than 60%, have come from maybe a Congress background or an NCP background. Okay. And therefore, it's a very different kind of a BJP agenda driven in Maharashtra. Maybe compared to what is being practiced in UP.
One question, which is that the difference between what happened in June and now, many say, is this Ladki Behna. Do you think that will now become the template that parties are now going to promise 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, whatever it is for women, and bank on the women vote to see them through?
Ladki Behin, of course, was a big success and one of the contributors to more women coming out to vote and more women voting for the Mahayuti, which is a fact. And it is a good scheme. And let me put it in this way, that I would say, instead of looking at it as a SOP, it should be looked at as women's empowerment. And it could be replicated all over the country by all parties. There's nothing wrong with it. The real issue is that when we gave this scheme, the Mahavikas Agadi made the big mistake of opposing this scheme and saying that, Maharashtra can't afford it. The scheme is there for a few months. You just take your money out quickly before it goes back. And then in their own manifesto, they go back and say, no, we want this scheme and we will give you twice as much as these people are giving. So, they fell flat on this kind of an agenda. Not so much as the fact that we gave it and we took advantage of it. They lost out more because they actually gone and opposed it publicly. That is one factor. The other factor is that our government, has got the rural agenda right. Because the farmers in Maharashtra, every farmer is not committing suicide in Maharashtra also. Let me be honest, because, a lot of this campaign goes on that, there's so many farmer suicides in Maharashtra. That's not a fact. But the real reason is that farmers need to be further empowered. Now, Prime Minister gives the Jan Samman Nidhi from Delhi, 6,000 rupees. we give an equal matching amount in Maharashtra. Then farmers were complaining of high electricity costs. We waived off the past dues and we've made it free for the pumps up to 7.5 horsepower. Plus, we'll give solar pumps to whoever is asking for it. So these 2-3 things for the farmers, and combined with the fact that what happened in the Lok Sabha with the onion prices and all the other prices went down, we had all the prices coming back to normal, and the farmers were therefore not unhappy because of any prices.
But Prafulji,
A combination of these factors, and also remember one thing, our government, and we must give credit to Devendra Fadnavis, to Shinde also, that the infrastructure development of all our cities is going on at a breakneck speed.
Prafulji, quickly,
And it is something you.
I'm interrupting you because we're standing by for the PM to come anytime in Delhi. So quickly, I want to ask you, is the legacy issue of who is the true legatee of NCP and the Ghadi symbol, is that settled? And secondly, all these schemes that have been promised, can Maharashtra afford it? Will your government now be able to afford it?
I can assure you about the second answer is that 101% Maharashtra can afford it. See, Maharashtra's economy, remember, is something way beyond the economies of many other states. So I don't want to get into a debate with this state versus that state, but the fact is Maharashtra has got a strong economic base and it's growing.
Right.
It's growing rapidly. Investment is happening. GST collections are at record high. The stamp duty registrations, the excise.
Right. And the first part of the question, the legacy.
So first part, the first part is who is the true legatee. See, nothing can be decided in the courts of law. It can only be decided in a democracy in the People's Court. Now, the People's Court, the verdict is very clear. So let me not, rub it in, but I just want to say that the people of Maharashtra have convincingly answered who would be considered the NCP.
Praful Patel ji, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations are in order yet again. So it's an evening to celebrate for all around in the Mahayuti. There are pictures coming in from Nagpur where Devendra Fadnavis has just come home, and Sarita ji, Devendra ji's mother, is actually receiving them with a traditional aarti and tilak. And that's how he's coming in home. And we give him to understand, Mr. Nitin Gadkari is also present there. Gadkari ji is standing right behind Devendra Fadnavis. 80 rallies he himself did, campaigns and rallies. And 77 of those constituencies where he visited, Nitin Gadkari visited, there's been victory for the NDA or the Mahayuti. On that note, we're going to take a very short break. Prime Minister expected any moment now at the BJP headquarters.
महाराष्ट्र की जनता ने जो अप्रत्याशित इस प्रकार की जीत हमको दी है, इससे ये बात पूरी तरीके से स्थापित होती है कि महाराष्ट्र ये प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के पीछे है। और मोदी जी ने जो नारा दिया था, एक है तो सेफ है, इस नारे को यथार्थ में लाते हुए महाराष्ट्र के सभी समाज के सभी लोगों ने एकता दिखाते हुए महाराष्ट्र में मतदान किया है और इसके कारण ये इतनी अच्छी जीत हमको मिली है। मैं विशेष रूप से हमारी लाडली बहनों का, लाडले भाइयों का, लाडले किसानों का, सभी का बहुत आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं। लाडली बहनों ने तो बहुत आशीर्वाद हमको दिया है, जिसके कारण हम लोग निश्चित रूप से एक अच्छा विजय यहां पर संपन्न कर पाए। इसके साथ साथ लोकसभा में जिस फेक नैरेटिव को तैयार किया गया था और यहां पर जिन ताकतों ने अराजकता के माध्यम से फेक नैरेटिव को परकोलेट किया था, उनके खिलाफ लड़ने वाली सारी जो राष्ट्रीय ताकतें थी, जो राष्ट्रवादी विचारों की जितनी हमारी ताकतें थी, वो सारी ताकतों ने मैदान में उतरकर उस फेक नैरेटिव को समाप्त कर दिया। इसलिए उन सभी संगठनों का भी मैं आभार व्यक्त करता हूं जिन्होंने ये करके दिखाया। साथ साथ